Hey folks, I'm TJ Graney with Kids Outdoor Zone. I want to introduce you to one of the Harvest team leaders, one of the HTLs, Don Discoe, with Kids Outdoor Zone at Real Life Church in Austin, Texas.
We started out in the morning, came outside, and I had been talking to Tristan's mom, or Cricket as we call him, about going every week, about going to this camp, going to this camp. I knew I couldn't go, but we were getting a scholarship for him. We were pushing him in. I knew he had to go. He's just so, his heart is so ready for a long weekend of hunting, and he's never been out camping like that and never enjoyed anything like that. When I came out of my house and I got in my truck, I was going to get some parts for the other truck to work on, and as I pulled out and I drove by his driveway, I was very surprised to see him sitting there on his bike, and he was extremely, his eyes popped open. "Hey, Mr. Don, how you doing?" I rolled down my window. I was like, "What are you doing here, Tristan? What are you doing, Cricket?" And he said, "My dad's coming today. He's going to pick me up, and I'm just waiting for him." Kind of looked at my watch, and I drove off and came back again. And, it was like around lunchtime, came back, and I noticed that he was still there in a different place, but he was still there. So I got out of my truck and said, "Hey, Cricket, I guess things are a little bit later, huh?" "Oh yeah, he's coming, he'll be here, don't worry, he'll be here." And as soon as I saw him again, I looked at my watch, and it was just late. And I told my son, I said, I just hope that this guy shows up, because this is too much. I couldn't take it. This is going to be so bad. So I went and tried to encourage him. "Hey, Tristan, how you doing, buddy? What's going on? I thought your dad was coming to pick you up," because I wanted to talk about it a little bit. "Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's going to show up. He's going to show up." And then my last conversation with him was in his driveway, and it was really late. And I said, "Tristan, where's your dad? I thought you were leaving. You missed hunt camp because of this." And he's like, "Oh, he called and he had a fever, and he's not going to be able to pick me up." Man, talk about just crush your heart. You just knew what was happening. You knew it was set up. But you want to keep his spirits up. You really want to try to understand what he's going through. And so just tried to encourage him, and next time, and I knew exactly where he needed to be. He needed to go to the next KOZ, and he needed to be around men that would bring him in under their arm and encourage him and be there on a regular basis, that wouldn't because those wounds that you get from people not showing up, even though he has a bright smile, and he was you could tell in his face he was, shivering a little bit about it. He was trying to be the good soldier. And you know what happens when you shove those things down and you keep that hurt, and that it can come out in all kinds of angry ways, and very difficult place for healing. And, cool part about it is he was able to go to KOZ the next weekend. We got to put my arm around him, and we got to bond a little bit. He got to do some cool stuff, and we high-fived, and he went back to his house, and he just had a great time.
I would trust Mr. Don if something hard happened, or something just really hard happened.
I think this is God's way of letting me kind of have a do-over, and the things that I've learned over the thing of just dealing with the kids in KOZ, and the heart that they bring, and the magic that when they show up and they're over there, it is incredible to see boys take on that responsibility, and then to see them glow when you go around the corner and it's already started, and they just, the sense of accomplishment.
I would say keep your head above the water and never lose hope. That's what I would say. If you keep looking for hope and never give up, you will always find a new way.
Don Discoe is just one of the many men in this country who's taken their Saturdays to spend time with these boys, to mentor these boys and how to walk with the Lord and how to enjoy the outdoors. We want to encourage you to please join with us and teach these boys that life needs to be an adventure of mighty consequence. Go to kidsoutdoorzone.com for more information. Kidsoutdoorzone.com. KOZ, no kid left inside.